Good evening. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the March 10th, 2026 Verona Borough Council Business Meeting. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, Mr. Daly.
Affirmative. Present. Councilman Development. Present. Rodriguez.
Present.
October. Vice President Carpenter.
Present.
President Rezak.
Present.
Councilman Long. Here. Councilwoman Forbenza.
Present.
Solicitor Alexander. Here. Engineer Pitch. Here. Mayor Cooper. Here. And we have Chief Decimal in attendance with us here this evening, as well as our code officer, Jamie Shaw.
Welcome. Are there any additional agenda items?
Yes. I would like to make a motion to add the discussion and possible motion of training proposal by our interim borough manager for training our soon to be new borough manager, Jacob.
We have a motion by Councilor Carpenter for discussion and potential voting on a training program proposed by Jason Daly for our new borough manager. Is there a second?
I'll second. This is a motion to add it to the agenda. It'll be new business action item 11A.
Okay, we have a second by Councilor Sperling to add that additional agenda item to the agenda. It'll be item 11K. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Are there any opposed? Great. Being that comments from the public is the next section. We will, if there's no further additional agenda items, we'll move on to section 6 already, comments from the public. At this time, council will hear comments on public related matters. Please approach the podiums or raise your virtual hand. State your name and address and limit your remarks to 3 minutes or less. Comments should focus on borough business, policies, or action. Council encourages thoughtful feedback on decisions and performance while maintaining respectful and constructive dialogue.
Is it okay?
Yes.
And the mic on, please.
It's on.
My name is Shirley Marino Davis, and I'm with Verona United Methodist Church, Borough's Health Ministry. We are partnering this year with Verona Methodist Church, Twin Boroughs Health Ministry, and the Verona Police to do a summer camp program at our church for 6 weeks. Everything is in motion to handle that. We've reached out to a lot of the community churches which are on board to do this. We've reached out to Vince Flota, Tim Long, to talk about the go fishing like they've done for us in the past. We've reached out to the Oakmont Library, which they're on board. A lot of the churches are already on board. We have a fundraiser that we would like to do with the Borough of Verona. And we would like it to be, I asked for the date and we got it approved. Now I'm just waiting for a finalization of that for July 11th. We're going to do a 250th anniversary for the Borough of Verona to raise funds for the summer camp program. We are going to make all the food for this. The only people that we're going to reach out to is people in the community and anybody that wants to be a part of it. But it will be here at the Borough of Verona on Railroad Avenue. So we're going to reach out to different churches to provide the music, so nobody has to pay for music. We're going to reach out to some vendors, and they will have to pay a fee, or maybe not. I'm not sure. We at Verona Methodist Church are gonna provide the strawberries. We're gonna provide the ice cream, we're gonna provide the cake. We will set up our tents here along with the tent that you already have for the borough. And at the end of that, I would like to donate those 20-foot tents to the borough so that they may continue to do this strawberry festival every year if it goes well. I'd like to reach out to DMT. He would possibly bring the fire truck down. The Lions Club is gonna be part of it, so there's a lot of people that's gonna be part of it. I'm sorry I haven't been able to put together a letter to give to each one of you. It was just so fast that we come up with it just over the weekend, and I came down to the borough and asked for the date, and they said yes. So they'll do it for Verona Methodist Church because we are a nonprofit organization. Is that correct? Okay. And so then I would like to thank, this is Rick Rosenberg, who has been part of the Twin Boroughs Health Ministry for probably him and Bonnie introduced me to each other. So that's probably 18 years ago. So he just is here to say how he would like to be part of it also. And he was a current principal at Riverside High School, Riverview High School in Oakmont. So, and I understand that him and our Chief Dessel have a friendship together. Okay, so that's about all I have to say. If there's any questions, I've already talked to Trish and Elaine and to, what was the gentleman from the Presbyterian Church?
Verona residents, Dave Farr. Does council have any questions for Shirley about these initiatives at this time?
I just have one quick question. When we talked yesterday, Shirley, you said the 18th, did you change it?
We changed it to the 11th because of prior arrangements that I was not aware
Okay.
of. So I changed that with the office.
So the festival is July 11th.
July 11th.
Railroad.
And then the other one thing that I just want to tell you briefly is that Singe is going to do the banner
Oh, nice.
for us, for it to go across the 40-foot front of the tent.
Very good.
And they're gonna do it in red, white, and blue, and then they're going to put on there who it's benefiting and who are the people that are mostly gonna be with it, which will be the Verona Police, the Twin Boroughs Health Ministry, and the lead will be Verona United Methodist Church.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So just so the public is aware, there is a 3-minute period for public comment. And when you hear the beeping sound from the timer, that means your time is up. You have to wrap it up. And I surely didn't know that because she's not always, this isn't a regular here. The good news is if you didn't get enough time to get all your comments in, there's a second period at the end of the meeting. So you actually get 6 minutes if you need it.
Thank you.
Shirley, can I copy you after if you're still?
Yes.
Susie?
Susie Davis, 537 Bridge Avenue. Couple questions, mainly for Matt. When they tore up Front Street coming off the off the boulevard. And I know they didn't get to pave it, but right now we've got ruts there coming off the boulevard onto Front Street. And when you go from Front Street to Selden, the ruts are bad there. We've got to get some cold patch in there until Felino or whoever is gonna do the job and complete it. While they're doing it, can we see about getting the speed bumps put on the bridge and Selden?
That information we passed along to me today, I'm providing costs to the borough. Whenever, Selden's not being paved with it, they're more costly. So they're in the range of anywhere between like $8,000 and $10,000 each, so it's gonna have to be a budgetary discussion as well.
That and with the accident that occurred today on Lower Bridge. It took out the guide rail. And it's not a proper guide rail, it's the rope, the wired one. It's not the metal one that should be. Had the metal one been there in a place, maybe the car wouldn't have gone over the hills. And now there's a big gaping hole and there's no way for anybody coming down not to be aware if they're not familiar with this area or know that this accident has occurred today. They're gonna pull over thinking they got room to let a car come up and they're gonna slide over the hillside. So I think we should have the work there blocking so that people are aware that there is no guide rail there. But we need the guide rail, not the guide wire replaced. And that, and when they were waiting for the tow trucks to come and they blocked off Lower Ridge, which is fine. They should have put a sign on First Street by the alley, by the power plant, saying road closed ahead. Today, while I was out walking, I saw numerous cars go down, have to turn around and come back up, or one guy went up the dead end street of Ridge. He said, why didn't somebody tell me it's a dead end? Why wasn't there a sign saying? So relax, borough guys, laugh something there. Thank you. Your pen's dying.
Don Moore, 686 Third Avenue. This council has forgotten. I just hope they bring up this, update on I forgot what I was gonna say now. On the signage, on the, someone to operate the, sign. I hope that, the strengthening of all the activities occurring, I think, sign is pretty important to the community to advertise upcoming events. So I hope that's part of the discussion tonight. Thank you.
Are there any other comments? If not, very good. We will move on to comments from commission and advisory boards. 7A, the first item on the agenda for tonight is the Parks and Recreation Board regarding this year's wrestling event. I don't see the president present. I'm not sure if he's on Zoom. But in his absence, Councilor Long, would you like to say anything?
Yes, Parks and Recreation all voted unanimously for this year's event, Battle of Borough 8. They set a date for September 12th. We moved it back a little bit this year. In September. And it will be the same time, gates open at 3, bell times at 6. It's a new company. They're called Pros of Wrestling. They'll be going out. There's an action item on to approve it by them.
Could you restate the date and time?
September 12th. Gates open at 3, bell time at 6.
That's the wrestling?
Yes.
Are there any questions from council?
Yeah, I was at that Parks and Rec meeting, Tim, I don't remember who you might have been. I thought I remembered that the cost of it, the check that we write, is gonna be the same as KSW, around $2,000.
It's good between, they have different functions, but Parks and Rec's doing the whole event this year, so the extra money will be for concessions and advertising.
Okay, so, yeah, and I was trying to find, maybe we could talk later, because I wasn't sure which line in the budget under Parks and Rec was the one that.
It's actually
Covers that.
Community events. And there's a budget line item of $10,000.
Under community events, under Parks and Rec.
No, under, I think it's under Parks and Rec.
All right,
Under one of those functions, but it's for community events.
later, I just was curious, because I had 2,000. Wasn't sure.
But
what-
they're doing everything this year. They'll be doing sessions, they'll be doing any advertisement. I believe they want it to be free to the public beginning this year.
Right,
Better that way. A lot easier to open all the gates and shut them down.
sure.
So, yeah, that's all the information I have. I will not be a leader this year.
That's
Early Parks and Rec.
very good. Thank you for that update. 7B, Civil Service Commission, you have an update on the changes. I don't see Mary present. Does anyone else have that update?
Jason said you were gonna table it till next meeting. So that's why she's not here.
Okay,
What I understand about that is that the changes have been established.
Yes, you should see in your, the updated civil service regulations, blue is additions, red subtractions. And then once you approve, there'll be a clean version of the civil service regulations. These are just more in line with other municipalities, that's all. We're just trying to get with the 2020s. We get all the 90s.
I think the idea is, we don't have that yet, it's not in here, but we will be getting it. And then we can, if there's any questions or discussion, we can do that next week. And then you go through NACO, that's okay?
okay, very good. We'll move on to reports. 8A, Council President's Report. I do want to report that on Monday, February 23rd at 7 p.m., we held an executive session for personnel matters, specifically to interview our borough manager. Welcome, Jacob. The only item I wanted to point out tonight is that with the help of the executive committee, we will be moving towards a policy on committee updates. Specifically, non-emergency agenda items that require discussion from council will have to be vetted first with the most appropriate committee in order to keep things moving along efficiently. It'll be an adjustment for us, but I think with our new super committee structure, it makes sense to move forward that way. As a reminder, next week is our super committee workshop meeting. We're planning to discuss the SCMP grant and specifically the next phase, which I think will lean heavily again into public safety, infrastructure, and kind of safety in general, specifically some of the fire items, fire alarms in particular. We will also be giving a brief update on our committees. If you haven't had a chance to discuss with your committee members, please do so before next week, because minimally we'd like to review the priorities identified at last month's super committee workshop meeting and assign some due dates and deadlines to them. I know a few other items have come up since then as well, so we'll be adding those to our committee list. Are there any questions on that? Okay, without further ado, we move to 8B, the mayor's report. Mayor Rosenbrough.
Yes, at this time, I'd like to take a moment of silence for the Pennsylvania State Trooper that was killed in the line of duty, and also the 7 members of the armed forces. So a moment of silence for them. Thank you. We discussed the 2-hour parking in the business district. I'd like to have council, with their pleasure, to proceed with putting the time limit. I talked to Annette. Right now, our ordinance says 9 to 5, I believe. And we can get the street department, get stickers made up and just put underneath there 9 to 5. It would help the business people. So new people that come in after hours don't see, oh, am I going to get a ticket after 6 o'clock if I'm here? So I think timing should be on there throughout the time.
So there's currently 2 hours parking. We're just gonna enforce it in a 9 to 5 period because that's what our ordinance says.
Right, and just put a sticker on there, 9 to 5. And the other thing I have is emergency management coordinator. I've been it for the longest time, and I had stepped down, and Mark Springer took over, and his job was too much, and we had put out for anybody that wanted to be involved in emergency management. And when I used to go to the meetings, it would either be the police chief, fire chief, or the borough manager. And I would like council to consider our chief to be the borough manager. The emergency management coordinator at this time.
Which chief?
I'm sorry, Chief Vessel. I'm sorry.
We got enough on it.
Basically, we're all involved in the emergency management. And the only reason why I had to step down, because they changed the meeting dates from, I think it's 9 to 10:30 and 3 to 4:30 during the day. And it was very difficult for me to go to these meetings. And, he's in the office, he can get on Zoom for an hour and a half. They're only quarterly meetings. In the event that something happens, myself and other council people are always there, to coordinate. We just need somebody with the title of emergency management coordinator. And
Chief
that's-
Dessel, are you willing to serve in this capacity?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I have at this time.
Thank you, Mayor Recupero. We'll move on to section 8C, Borough Manager's Report, Mr. Daly.
Oh, you know what? Excuse me, before I have one more thing. I'm sorry. I'll be going this Thursday to Butler's. It's like their A-long, Mayor's Association meetings. I've been going for the last 3 years. They've invited me to go there. And it's usually they have breakfast or a lunch or a dinner. This time it's going to be dinner, but I paying for that myself. So it's very interesting to see what other communities, outside Allegheny County, as long as the mayor, they have the same problems as we do, but I just wanted to bring that up. I'll be attending that from 6 to 9 on Thursday. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Daly?
Sure. So I know that there has been some discussion both internally and as well as throughout the community about the sewer rate. I think folks had started to receive their sewer bills and started to, ask some questions about that. What that rate represents is the 7% increase that Alcoasand put on the borough for their charges. So that rate was just passed on in the form of that bill increase on your sewer bill of 7%. So this is the second year in a row that amount has been 7%. That the borough has had to pass along, so just wanted to confirm what that is and what that reflects on your bill there. We've received that letter. Happy to share that with anybody that might want to see that letter and what that 7%, but the number is very clear in there as to what that amount was that we had to pass along. The next item on here has to do with the refuse rate. In a previous meeting, I remember I think it was at the last meeting, I provided a financial update for everyone. And during that presentation, I discussed the refuse collection rate showing in the negative of around $40,000, $50,000. And what that means is that the way that our refuse rate is structured, the contract runs from July. Yeah, it runs from July. We paid June. June 1st to April 31st, and so we break that up in a 7-month and a 5-month rate to adjust for when the rate changes for the borough. So for instance, when the 2025 contract ends this year, it will end on May 31st. And so, the back part of that rate for the first 5 months in January is still paying under the 2025 contract. And then when the 26 contract starts, that's whenever the rate increase would typically take effect. The proposed rate increase that we have to pass along for that is around $2.25 per month to accomplish that rate increase that we will see in June. As a result of what I saw, though, what I presented to everyone at the last month's meeting was that, it's my recommendation to council that we initiate that increase sooner, because right now, the general fund is subsidizing the refuse contract. Because of, either the rate, wasn't implemented at the right time, or the rate in the customer count is too low compared to what our actuals are that we're being billed. So, the performance of that trash contract is important for us, because if we don't collect enough, then everybody pays for the amount that we're not collecting. You pay more, in your tax bill, if we have to raise taxes for that, and that's not how that should work, right? We should be paying for what we are using for the trash program. So my recommendation to council tonight, under the action items is to implement that increase sooner rather than June 1st, so that we can start being more financially responsible in that particular line item and recoup that money sooner, and we don't run that line into a deficit. So I just wanted to explain what that represents, is a $2.25 increase. And that's based off of what I had presented at the last meeting. The last item on here is just making everyone aware that we are shopping our healthcare for all of the employees for the borough. We've initiated a renewal as well as a new quote for that service. We have 10 employees that are covered under this agreement, and under the proposal rather that we're currently operating under. And there's other vendors out there that we're exploring right now. So we've completed the survey, and we're starting. We expect that within the next week or so that I should have some more information. This may require us to add an action item to next week's meeting if I can get this quote in soon enough, because benefits start here on May 1st. So we may need to take some action at next meeting if the numbers come in, acceptable for council. So hopefully some of that was good news. Hopefully our benefits maybe go down, but the other items unfortunately had to deal with some rate increases that everybody has had to endure or may endure here shortly.
Are there any questions from council? Okay, thank you, Mr. Daly. We'll move on to item B, the Public Works Report. Mr. Daly, would you mind walking us through that as well?
Well, we weren't out of winter quite yet going into February, so AJ's report was that the department still were dealing with some snow removal throughout Spruce, Union, Lower Parker. There were various call outs throughout the month that we had to continue to endure there. The 350 Sprinter was repaired. We had weekly refuse collection, and there were around 275 bags of trash collected throughout the month. The 550 snowplow sustained some damage. There was an ice jam planning webinar that was attended. We had a sewer call out on Poplar that was found actually to be a water break for Oakmont Water that we notified them about, and they were able to clear. There was storm inlets were cleared throughout the month to make room for more snow or rain that we eventually did receive. We repaired the cutting edge on the tractor bucket, repaired the sign at Wildwood and Allegheny River Boulevard that was struck by a vehicle. The backhoe tire was repaired, and the crew performed a pothole blitz throughout the borough, and street sweeper repairs remain outstanding while the hopper is awaiting paint. That's everything for the month.
Are there any questions from council? Thank you for reading that report as well, Mr. Daly. Move on to item 8C, Code Enforcement Report. We are pleased to be joined tonight by our code enforcer, Mr. D. Shaw.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd just like.
You need to come up here, please.
Oh, I have to come up with it. I got a big voice.
Because the people at home can't hear unless you talk.
I have a big voice. Thank you for inviting me, Mr. Davis. The transition has been easy. The staff here and I work very well together. I have really nothing to add to my report. You got a beautiful town here. You guys live on top of things, and I'd like to continue that. If you have any concerns, feel free to contact me, and I'll be glad to work with anybody.
How do we reach you?
Through the managers, generally. Teresa really puts it all in my system. I do occupancy inspections and any code enforcement issues that you guys might have.
Can you remind the public how long it's been since you joined us in Verona?
Oh, that's a good question. 4 months, maybe 4 months. Yeah, it was relatively quick, and then just getting the system set up, R2 systems mesh. It was pretty seamless. Teresa does a great job. We work very well together.
Great. And where else do you work? Just curious.
I work in numerous other municipalities, but I am mostly within 3 miles of here. So I'm within your area all the time. I'm always either working here or driving through it and taking a look. So this is my main customer base is the river. And it seems to be working out pretty well. I kind of started in one and then managers talk. And I gathered some steam and now I have a couple of municipalities right along the river.
And another question for me anyway, compared to some of the other municipalities that you've worked in or are working in, what is maybe a strength of Verona as well as maybe something that's a challenge that we could work on more from your perspective?
I'll be honest with you, you guys do a lot of things really well, from occupancy inspections, that's the main way to fight blight. If you make it a financial one, so you can't sell the property until it's here. That's a great way. The ability to issue municipal citations instead of taking them directly to court it is a quick step in moving things forward also. And obviously adopting the IPMC. You adopt the International Property Management Code. It's they call it international. It's more a national standard, but it covers all the basics. I don't think it's too into the nitty gritty. It doesn't interfere with people personal life, but it handles the common problems when you live in a neighborhood.
We have adoption of 2021 version on the agenda later.
Yeah, absolutely. I would encourage all board members to vote for that because it just keeps the standard moving forward and keeps you up in with the national standards.
Can you provide your suggested provisions on that too, incorporated in it?
I did. Thank you very much.
Are there other questions from council? Well, thank you for coming. It's been a pleasure to have you on board.
Thank you.
Next up, item 8F, we have the brief chief report, Chief Justice.
Enclosed, you'll see my report for February, slower month, obviously, snow, cold. Calls are still increased from a year ago, and our new officers are progressing very well. I could be out here. They're all, except for one, Anthony, who just started. He's going to field training still. It's progressing great. This Thursday, we're having a free training, so you'll see a lot of police cars here. We'll be about 30 officers. We're doing in-house training so that it's free for us. So we'll be doing that from 8 a.m. to 4:30. Also, the camera updates have been going great. If you want to stop by after the meeting, I'll show you crystal clear. They replaced the one in here. I mean, you can see everything. We're about 2/3 way complete. We are in the process. They overbidded some things and they're going to replace some of the cameras in the hilltop. All this is going to cost more, which is great. We're going to pay for the cameras. So that's going to be a huge incentive. I previously sent you an update on the stamp grant. The lower end items that I wanted to get done, I'm not going to be able to get done because we're using some of that stamp funding to supplement some other issues that have come up, like replacing a laptop that got damaged, stuff like that. So hopefully we can put it on the second phase to continue the momentum of upgrading our infrastructure in the borough. Another thing is I signed an agreement with the Allegheny County DA's office that uses Viper. Viper's license plate readers. We're going to place them along Allegheny River Boulevard on a number of areas. So if you're coming in from Sandy Creek, we're going to get you. If you're coming in from Oakmont, right there, or going up Center, or going down Wildwood. And it's a 2-year rate. It's a really good rate, and I can't pass that up. So hopefully in the next 2 weeks, we'll have that set up, working with our vendor, Davis and Viper, to get that installed. I provided a list of alleys in the borough that have calls on them, so we can get signs up. I figured breaking down in thirds, a third this year, a third next year, a third the following year to minimize costs. Like I said, these are stat driven so that we get signs up where we need to go. And 911 has implemented the update, so if you would look on the county's website, you're gonna have Mary Way, you're gonna have Campbell's Way, you're gonna have Greenhouse Way, they're all there now. Oh, yes, it was on the agenda for civil service regulation updates. Getting applications. And I would like to do an eligibility list, to have a list of ready officers should, their vacancy become available, so it's just a seamless transition. Hopefully not something that never happens, but we got a plan. So the sooner we get these regulations passed, the sooner I can advertise, the sooner I can get testing and have that list for you guys. Should it be needed. And then lastly, we need to paint lines and curves. We can't enforce parking regulations unless the curbs are yellow. Unless there's lines, so we need to get on that. So that's all I have. Anything?
Other questions from council?
The line painting.
Not just the boulevard, I'm talking the whole town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say the boulevard is on the way. Whenever they're able to put the thermoplastic down, they need 50 degrees and rising, but the state will be putting those back.
no, it's the whole town needs it done.
Okay.
I mean, I can't remember the last time somebody should use it, so it's time. If you can't, if someone's too close to a driveway or a curve or an intersection, there's no yellow. So, thank you.
Chief Vessel, can you please kindly read forward to all of council your requests for the next phase of the STEM grant?
Yes, it depends on how much, yes, I can do that for the next coming weeks. Final billing should be sent to me, so I can figure out what's remaining on my punch list that I'd like done. One of the things was Matt actually wanted to ask you concerning Riverbank. On put cameras there, but we don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna put cameras there and then 2 years down the road, we're gonna have to move them around and change some things and. Internet's one thing that we have to worry about. There's no internet to the public. So I'm not looking at spending, $5,000, $7,000, $8,000 putting cameras down there if we're just gonna reconfigure everything.
So exterior wise, right now, pretty much everything stays the same. Maybe minor facelift, new roof, and then interior would be renovated, possible restrooms inside. So if they're mounted to like the corner of the building, that should be
Well,
okay.
one of the things is internet. There's no internet down there. So what are we doing with the building? There's been talk. I just, before we go down that route to put internet down there, I need to know what we're gonna do, so we're not spending an arm and a leg on something that's gonna have to be changed a year or two down the line. So. Anything else?
No.
Okay.
Thank you, Chief. 8G, the fire chief's report is next. Chief,
Evening, council.
evening.
Have my report in front of you. To summarize that report, the fire company answered a total of 19 calls in the month of February. They included 3 residential structure fires, 1 possible structure fire, 2 extinguished fires, 1 smoke condition, 3 commercial fire alarms, 1 residential fire alarm, 1 carbon monoxide alarm, 2 calls for wires arcing, 2 vehicle accidents, 1 water ice rescue, 1 water condition, and 1 EMS assist. Of those 19 calls, 7 of those were in the borough of Verona and mutual aid, which was provided for 1 call into Oakmont, 1 call into Springdale Township, and 10 calls into Penn Hills. A couple other items to add. I just want to announce that on Sunday, this past Sunday at 2 p.m., we welcomed 8 students from the 5th and 6th grade of Vernon Elementary School that took part in our annual essay contest for fire prevention. So it was a really nice ceremony that we had for them. They each received a certificate from the fire company as well as from the borough, and from the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, Joe McCann's office. So it was a really, really nice thing for them. And two of those individuals actually advanced to the Western Pennsylvania Fire Association awards that will take place on March 1st. So congratulations to all. Last thing to announce, kind of a big procurement for the fire company. Thanks to the assistance of State Representative Joe McAndrew, we were able to secure a grant for a special equipment project. Project of enhanced emergency response equipment started in August of 2024, and on Monday, December 22nd, 2025, we took delivery of a one-boat package, which consists of a 16-foot aluminum rapid response rescue boat with a 50 horsepower motor, a dive rescue platform, and downward and side scan sonar to name a few of the features, as well as a 14-foot inflatable rescue boat with a 25 horsepower motor. These boats came with a double transport trailer for quick and convenient transport of both boats together. The purpose of the 16-foot aluminum boat is for rapid response rescue primarily on the river and for search and recovery operations. And this boat will replace our 14-foot aluminum boat that was purchased in the 1970s. 14-foot inflatable is used on the river to assist in rescue operations. Its primary purpose is for flood rescue and if and when those situations would arise. As we are a community that sits along the river, we are prone to water rescue and water-related incidents, as well as occasional flooding. So it is of the utmost importance that we are properly equipped with appropriate apparatus and equipment to serve this wonderful community. And one item to note, that this project was financed in part by a grant from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Commonwealth Finance Authority, and the Redevelopment Authority of Pennsylvania.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Council for Chief TV.
Yeah, I was wondering what was happening with the old boat. Are you gonna store the new boat down by the river with Upward Haven or?
So we still have the pontoon, which is our primary boat. This is boat one. The old aluminum boat that's currently down in our garage now is going to be sold. So we're working through those details now. So eventually this trailer will be moved down to that garage
To the garage.
with our other boats.
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
Other questions?
Since he's here,
Go for it.
I don't need to ask anything. Do you want to talk about anything that I have for next week?
Why don't you go ahead and share with everyone that agenda item?
I'll share everything with you guys then. Okay, so basically, we've been talking about revamping the fire hall. I mean, it's horrible. You guys been there? I mean, the shag on the wall, there's cracks everywhere. They deserve better, you know, it looks bad. They just should have a nice place to be. We need a new fire, emergency alert system as well. The social hall, I think, is the best because once we just fix it up, we can rent it and you can make money and that's what we should do. We deserve it. So that's basically where I'm at. Anybody has questions? We have a list, we have pictures.
So you created with the chief's help and
Yeah. We're gonna try to get grants and just, you know, get this moving along so we can enjoy the space with everybody and have nice events. Like we should be doing.
so thank you for doing that. As far as next steps, will you be forwarding that to?
I have it all
Counselor Long,
already.
your committee can take that, and in tandem with, I would say, finance. And chief, of course, be on the lookout for grant opportunities to start to improve some of the infrastructure. I don't know what you call curved walls.
The shag.
That's the original term of wall-to-wall carpet. That's it, probably there.
They used to smoke in there. I'm shocked it doesn't still.
I know.
You know, have a
Yeah.
filter.
Yeah.
Thank you, chief. Appreciate it. Up next, item 8H, we have the EMS report, Laurel Valley Ambulance Service. I don't see Terry here tonight, so Council Vice President Custer, do you mind doing us honor?
Sure. There were 37 total calls, according to the report that I have here. 14 of those calls were advanced life support, 7 calls for basic life support, 3 were fire standby, 3 were refusals, 1 was a lift assist, 4 were canceled, 1 was a mutual aid, 1 was the person was treated and didn't need to be transported, and 3 were other, no transport, for a total of 37.
Are there any questions from council? Very good, thank you, Councilor Carpenter. Next we have item 8I, the solicitor's report. What's Mr. Alexander?
Mr. President, I did submit my written report. Item 7, I mentioned a tax assessment appeal that I received from Riverview. After preparing my report over the weekend, I received 2 additional tax assessment appeals. We don't really participate in those. The school district does all the work, but we still get all the documentation so that council can be informed of those. I will couple of my report next month for those 3 new ones, and that's all I have.
One quick question.
Yep.
Okay.
Under sheriff sale notices.
Yes.
You stated that the property on Ridge was rescheduled to March 2nd, which was last week.
Yep.
And I just was wondering if you know anything that happened.
Sure, it was actually, that's a carryover from a prior report. It was rescheduled for March 2nd, and the second sentence says there's no activity to determine whether the sale occurred. I have no information on that. There's no supplemental docket activity that tells me whether that sheriff sale took place or not.
Oh, okay, because I know it says your report was on the 4th, I just didn't know whether there was any improvement.
There is not.
Oh, thank you.
Are there any other questions from council? Very good, thank you, Mr. Alexander.
Thank you.
Item 8J, the engineer's report, Mr. Fitch.
Thank you. A couple updates to my written report. Item 5, the sidewalk, surveys are still underway. We're moving forward with completing that. Good news on the corner of Center and Second. The one call was placed, and weather permitting, the contractor will be there on Friday to do that corner. The CD50 sanitary shoreline, I worked with COG. The advertisement was sent to the paper today. Those bids are going to open on April 9th. As far as the streets that were unfinished last year, time's coming that the asphalt plants will be opening early April. So I'll reach out to the contractor, make sure we're first on his list to get that project completed. The Arch Street multimodal, that was sent to the paper. It is advertised with the bid opening on April 10th. We still have to determine the final location of the bike lane. That work was put as an ad alternate, so it gives us some time. We can work with the contractor to possibly delay that even further. That's done for cost savings measures, so we don't have to advertise a second time. We did receive the PA small water sort for the Sylvan Way lining. We did get those grant contracts this past month, so I'll move forward with the design of that project. And then we did finalize the CCTV of the Diamond Way. There's some minor issues, cracks and whatnot in the terracotta pipe, but the good news is no immediate repairs are required. Nothing that we have to get out there and dig tomorrow, so that's good news. We do have the Green Light Go application going in. That is for the signal at ARB in the plaza. I have not heard anything else from the chief, so I'm assuming with.
Oh, no, they're not as frequent, we still have problems.
Okay, I'll follow up with David and see if there's anything else he can tweak with that. And then the DCNR and the DCD grant projects, those applications are open. DCNR's due April 30th and DCD is due May 31st. So I'll reach out to council for ideas on possible applications for those. And that's all I have.
Other questions from council? LTAP did get back to us about scheduling a walkthrough of Arch Street, specifically the sections closer to Riverbank Park and looking at the bike lane, their ideas we can discuss. So we will select a date and let everyone know that it's just me.
Yeah.
I was also curious, Matt, if you had any ideas at this time for the DCNR or DCD.
I hadn't thought of it in depth. DCNR does like to look at kind of ways and ADA upgrades. It doesn't have to be the sole focus of the project, but they do like it to be some aspect of that. And then the GTRP is kind of wide open. I know we've had some preliminary conversations, resurfacing pickleball courts and things. I would not recommend just solely going after that, but we could package it together with some other things. So I'll get a couple options together and email them all to council.
Thank you. I was also curious if there was any suggestions from the Riverbank Park Planning.
So it's still in the process, so it won't be completed by the time these applications are due. But we can kind of work them hand in hand, like whatever we decide on the application would be part of the planning.
There's an area on Union. Upper part. Near. Apple Range. Where the water company did a repair. And they put asphalt down there, patch, but. You drive down there, it's very bumpy still.
Okay.
I don't know if they could fix that, I don't know if we call them, but it's a little bit of a annoying for some of the relatives that. I was in that area the other day. Talking on top of people. If there's anything we can, or water can do.
Yeah, I can reach out to them and see if they can't touch it up or do a final patch of, the final patch will have to wait for the hot asphalt, but they can at least, full patch.
Thank you, John, for reminding me on Grant Street as you're heading up to Jones to go to the Giant Eagle. There's a big area and I'm not sure if that was a water main break. I think it's been repaired once. Maybe twice, but it's sinking down also. And I don't know if that's for you or for us to ask the guys to do something temporarily or just wait, but I do know that a lot of people to avoid that dip, either go to the right onto a sidewalk, which is a level sidewalk with the street, or go to left in the oncoming lane to avoid that dip in the road.
Yeah, I can reach out to AJ and see if it's open on water, I can contact them or they can put some type of patch in.
I don't remember what the issue was, but chances are there's a lot.
Probably.
Yeah.
Given those two issues and also the issues Susie raised and considering our transition, Matt, if you could coordinate those with AJ to see saying that the Edinburgh Borough not working.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, next we'll move on to item 8K committee reports. The first is Councilman Carpenter.
Okay, first of all, I just wanted to address briefly about the billboards. I think that's what this report was referring to. We don't have a set plan, but we are moving ahead. I learned a little bit more about what it takes to change some things with that billboard. But also when we talked to our presumably new borough manager, he felt like he could probably handle updating that, and he presumably will be starting soon, so he could do that. It's an app that you have to learn how to work. And also maybe work in conjunction with the head of our communication committee, Mr. Jamelis. Whatever it takes, but we're on the verge of getting a happy holiday sign from Christmas. So hang in there another week or two and hopefully that'll get worked on. That's not really what's under my committee, but I just happen to have that information. I just wanted to report that our 2025 audit is starting. And I don't know if there's anything more to say about that. Jason, is there anything more to say? And so we're working on that. There was a liquid fuels audit that was done and the report was submitted, and I think that we passed with flying colors for that. And the only other thing I wanted to mention is we have our two prospective junior council people here tonight in person. John Moses and Ali Costa. have a plan moving forward. We've found someone who used to be on council who'd be willing to be a mentor that lives right around you guys. And he and I and whoever were working to come up with a plan to guide you guys through this process. So I don't know if he's on the meeting tonight or not. I can't tell.
He said he was going to be on Zoom.
Pardon me?
I'm sorry, he said he was gonna be on Zoom.
See there? Yeah, okay. So anyway, what's that? Oh, there he is. So if he wanted to say anything, oh, did he raise his hand? Okay. There we go. Thank you.
I will just add too, if I may, that we are planning on copying a model from a neighboring municipality where both of you would report at this meeting every month. It's just a couple of quick items, such as happenings that may be relevant for us to know about or any ideas you have. And then as we evolve, if you have particular interest in the project, we welcome you to participate in that, working with any of our committees and council members. And former council president Dave Matlin will be a wonderful resource as well, of course, to work with you and to mentor you. Dave, did you want to say anything or add anything?
I'll be brief, but I just wanted to say, I appreciate the borough taking on this program, and I appreciate John and Allie stepping up and being selected. So congratulations to them for taking on this role, and I'm happy to help them and help council in any way. Just to explain the importance of local government and the importance of citizenship and participating in meetings. It's sometimes.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being willing to continue your volunteerism.
Doing this program.
Yeah, thanks so much for being willing to take this on, Dave. Appreciate it. That's all I have for my report.
Are there any questions from council?
I have a question for you. Where are you at with the handicaps?
I believe that we completed policy.
With the old ones, there's still some out there that are. They've been wrong.
Chief, yes, sir.
With our new software, I'm going to be incorporating that into the new software that we have, and I'm going to be reviewing all of them and getting rid of ones that aren't being used or should be used and so forth. The weather changing, we'll have boots on the ground figuring that out.
Excellent, thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to item 2, Councilor Sterling. You don't have any agenda items, but do you have any updates you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, so a couple of months ago, I applied on behalf of Verona and Verona Borough. I applied for a $9,500 micro grant for community improvement for healthy aging. So basically what that is it will support local projects that will help residents age well where they live by improving safety, accessibility, social connection, and health. So I got the email today that we did get awarded the $9,500. Know what that looks like, but once I get the email and the information, I'll go over it with council and come up with a plan, and we will report back. So
Congratulations, it's very exciting.
thank you.
I anticipate you would work closely with Kelly's committee to.
Yeah.
And I think I saw that the amount had to be expended over a couple, falls.
Yes.
Great. Thank you. K3, we'll move on to Councilor Rodriguez.
Okay, so we already talked about the fire department and it's in our donation box. We've talked about that many times. Jason, whenever the guys want to come get it, they wanna come this week, and then I can talk about it next week, and they can do with it, you know. I didn't bring it box, cause we. Down the road, I'll explain when I get it, I got a scanner box, so you guys can scan your own pets if you find one. Or if you wanna just scan your pet, just to see if it works, you know, your pet's chip still works. I will show you guys how to use it. There's instructions on it. It'll be hanging on the wall up there. There's a donation box. You can put anything you want from, that's anything for animal related in there, or you could put human stuff in there as well. That's what we've been doing. So if anybody wants to take, if they'd like, just don't be greedy, you know, it's for people that truly need it. And if, you know, it's there, it is for you to take as well. Like, I'll put collars in there. I get donations all the time that we don't necessarily use, so we'll put it in there. You guys will, whatever you need. That's about it.
Thank you so much, Kelly. And to clarify, this will go in the vegetable, gives me the two.
That's what we were thinking. So I was thinking the donation box, you could basically put that anywhere. But the stand box, I think it should be between both those doors, so that way if anybody gets out, they're stuck there. And if worse comes to worse, you can call me and let them at least in that part of the room, don't pay attention to me, don't. And then I'll come handle it. You know what I mean? It's better to be in here than out there.
Yeah.
So I think that.
Are there any questions from council? Okay, very good. We'll move on to 4. Councilor Long, did you have anything else to add?
No, the only thing I have is I will be starting to work on some emergency procedures for snowfalls and floods, and I'll be working with the fire chief, the police chief, and there, as well as the borough manager to get these put together.
Fantastic. Report, thank you. Next we have 5, Councilor Gonzalez.
Thank you. So first item, the Verona Park Citizens and Recreational Group Advisory Committee. So I guess it's a different take on the Citizens Advisory Board. I guess this is more of a workshop item for next week that we can discuss a little bit further as far as how it's going to be comprised. You know, my opinion would be, you know, we want to have various stakeholders on this committee, you know, people, for example, you know, maybe 1 or 2 board members from the chamber, garden club, rowing club, you know, and some different organizations, you know, people that are deeply invested in Verona, you know, aside from just the average, you know, I don't want to say average, no one's an average citizen, you know what I'm saying? But people that are deeply invested and have different takes and I should say interests in Verona. And how, and I think that, you know, how many we should have on this board and, you know, what the terms are going to be and it's strictly, it'll be just an advisory role, you know, but it'll help us, I think, steer us more into how we do our decision making in the future. And it's great to have more eyes on certain topics when it comes to, you know, budgetary decisions or, you know, human resources policies or just even developing our comprehensive plan, for example. You know, it's great to have more people involved, and that's the whole scope of this thing, to try to get everyone in the town more actively involved in, you know, the decision making, not just us here. So that's all on that. I don't know if you want me to talk about COG or you want me to leave that for you?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I attended the last AV North COG meeting. Normally Nancy would go. Nancy was out of town and I went to my first one. Very interesting. So. They had a couple resolutions that they voted on. Number one, they're going to move into electronic bidding. So before they did it, I guess manually, they had, they had their contractors would, send their bids in with, by paper, and it was just a long drawn out process. Now they're able to they're gonna have it all done by computer. They'll be able to see the bids in real time, and so it says it's gonna be more transparent, reduce the phone inquiries. They said significant reduction in printing, bid book cost and staff time. So basically it'll save money and operating costs, on their part, with the electronic bidding. Another item that they had, they want to join, and they passed the resolution, I should say, they joined at the cost of $300 a year. PACOG, the larger Council of Government, Pennsylvania Council of Governments. And the reason why they did that is there's more opportunities for funding. It's just another organization. It's basically just like if you really were to kind of relate it to, like, I don't know, college football. A smaller conference joining a larger group of conferences, so kind of the same concept, but they will have more opportunities to get funding from the state for different projects. And so it's only $300 a year, and they thought it was a better, they thought it was a no-brainer. And so they decided to go ahead and vote and pass that. The other last business item that they voted on was that there's a new health department requirement for demolitions on blighted buildings. And I guess that, so there's each municipality, it says it has to require a password to get from the health department. They have to get on a website, you have to get a password, and the COG actually has to sign off on the demolition when the COG's involved in the demolition of the blighted house. So they have to register with the health department, and then there's a different process involving the county health department in order to tear down, blighted homes. And I think it was on, I'm gonna say it was on in the media several weeks ago. Something related to that. They talked about that. So it's a new policy that they have, and so they're implementing that. But so those changes are going to be distributed out to all the member municipalities in the COG. But that's about it. That's all I have for now.
Thank you for your report and for attending. Are there any questions from council? Very good. Last but certainly not least, we'll move on to 6, Councilor Provenza.
Thank you, Madam President, and good evening, everyone. We're going to start with ALON, Allegheny League of Municipalities, and the date for the 2026 Spring Educational Conference is going to be April 9 through 12. And the cutoff date is you're going to go, you need to register at the latest Friday, March the 20th. Next.
Who is going, by the way?
Our newsletter. We are currently working on our summer edition newsletter, and it will cover June, July, and August. And as an articles, we're going to do on Friday, May the 1st. For articles, you can to reach Donald Ward at 412-828-3607 or at veronanewsroom@gmail.com. And for ads, I can be reached at 412-828-7726. Trying to do this in order the way we have it here, so bear with me. Twin Borough Ministries. The next community dinner will be held on Wednesday, March the 25th at the Verona Methodist Church. And it will be from 4:30 to 6:30. And it will be hosted by the Riverside Community Church. Commerce. The next chamber meeting will be held on Tuesday, March the 24th at 7 p.m. That'll be here in our borough there. And you can also follow Chamber of Commerce on Facebook now. And the last one will be Historical Society. Maybe last, but certainly not the least. It's a wonderful organization, and I thank Rhoda and Dawn for always putting this together. You do a great job, and I thank you both. The next meeting is going to be held on Thursday, March the 19th at 7 p.m. The speaker is going to be Frank Wojodolski. He is from the Allegheny Foothills Historical Society. And he will be speaking on folklore of Western Pennsylvania. And all are always welcome. So do come, you'll enjoy it. Very, very good. We ask if there are any questions or comments. If not, that concludes my remarks.
Thank you, Sylvia.
Thank you.
I was curious who is registered to attend ALOM currently, if you know, or Jason, if you know.
So I just asked everyone in an email today, if you could just confirm with me, we did register everyone, but there's a deadline to pull everyone's registration.
Oh.
We can't attend, so we'll just let me know by Friday at 11. I appreciate it.
Great.
Does anybody know right now if they were thinking about going, if they're not going? All right, well, we'll figure that out by Friday.
Yes, it starts Thursday, April 9th, and goes to Saturday, April 11th, and you can also attend just for one day or one afternoon, so there's some flexibility. All right, thank you. We will now move on to section 9, old business, of which there is none, so we'll keep moving right along to section 10, ordinary items. Council was provided with a list of bills from February 2026. At this time, I will entertain a motion to accept the bills.
I'll make it.
We have a motion from Councilor Long, a second by Councilor Provenza. Are there any questions or discussion? All in favor? Aye. Are there any opposed? Motion passes. 10B, council's been provided with the minutes from the January 20th, January 26th and January 27th meeting. Yes, this was technically one meeting. At this time, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Make that motion.
We have a motion by Councilor Carpenter, a second by Councilor Ganellis. Are there any questions or comments?
There are a couple of corrections that I didn't get to Teresa in time. But they're minor, very minor on the last page about when the meetings are. We'll get to that.
Okay, I also submitted a correction to Teresa that we had the quickest came out of recess and back into recess on the 26th due to the snow. So with those corrections and clarifications, all those in favor? Aye. Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we'll move on to section 11, new business action items. The borough recently accepted the resignation of the emergency management coordinator. Council must now consider appointing a new EMA coordinator to ensure that the borough maintains emergency preparedness and compliance with state requirements. At this time, I will entertain a motion to appoint a new EMA coordinator.
I move to appoint Tom Dessel as emergency management coordinator for Verona Borough.
I'll second that.
We have a motion first by Councilor Carpenter to appoint Chief Tom Dessel as our EMA and a second by Councilor Provenza. Are there any comments or questions? All those in favor? Aye. Are there any opposed? Motion carries.
I think that has to go, there's a form that you send to the governor, and he actually goes to the form, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, figure that out.
So should our motion be worded?
No, you're reading it.
Right, item 11B, parking fee ordinance. The borough solicitor and police chief have reviewed the current parking ordinance and recommended updates to the parking violation fees. This ordinance must be advertised and considered for adoption by council. I will entertain a motion at this time to adopt this ordinance.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion first by Councilor Long to adopt the revised parking fee ordinance and a second by Councilor Sterling. Are there any questions or comments?
I did forward you the updated ordinance with the 10 days in.
Very good. Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Item 11C, IPMC code update. The borough currently enforces the International Property Maintenance Code, IPMC. The Code Enforcement Office recommends updating the borough's adoption to the 2021 IPMC version to ensure consistency with current standards for the following sections. Violation and penalties 109.4, establishing a fine schedule of up to $1,000 and a municipal citation option with tiered fines of $50, $150, and $500 to allow for compliance within 10 business days. Definitions, section 202, adding formal definitions for woodlands and wetlands. Section 302.4, setting a maximum height of 10 inches and providing exceptions for agricultural lands, woodlands, and wetlands. I verified though, it always was 10 inches, but I think that added clarity around native lands. Section 302.8 would be clarifying that inoperative, uninspected, or unlicensed vehicles are prohibited unless stored within an approved structure. Section 602.3 and 602.4 heat supply, requiring heat to be supplied from October 1st to April 30th, maintaining 68 degrees Fahrenheit for dwellings and 65 degrees Fahrenheit for workspaces. This time I will entertain a motion.
I move to adopt the updated version of the International Property Maintenance Code as presented.
Has it been advertised?
We have a motion first by Councilor Carpenter. Do I have a second?
Questions?
Let's have a second on the motion.
I do, let's get the motion.
We have a second to have a motion on the floor.
Second.
Second by Councilor Long. Questions or comments?
I know Jamie sent a sample ordinance over, but I already have one prepared in ordinance form. So yes, you can just plug these changes in that Jamie's recommending. We should also look at our 2015 ordinance, make sure that the prior changes that Verona put in previously are also incorporated into the version as well. We can do all that and get it advertised.
All right, can we rescind the motion on the table?
It's perfectly fine.
Okay. But it does say we're adopting versus advertising.
I think she agreed. Did you make a new motion, Nancy, to advertise?
No, the motion.
It should be advertised. If we're not approving it, we're advertising.
You don't say approving anyway, you just adopt.
Adopt, it should adopt.
No, it's adopted.
I move to adopt the updated version. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask you to rescind your motions.
I didn't make a second.
Oh, yeah.
I'll make a motion to rescind the motion about the IPMC code of there.
Okay, very good. And then at this time, I will accept a motion to amend the action item to advertising to adopt the updated version of the IPMC 2021. So this is a motion for amending this. Can I have a motion?
I will make a motion to amend
11C IP code for version update to advertise it.
Thank you, Counselor Ganellis. We have a motion to amend the motion to advertise to update the adopted version. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Counselor Pepper. Any questions or comments?
So basically, we're amending our motion from adoption to advertisement.
Right.
And then
We're gonna go ahead
next
and
meeting or in April, we will make a motion to adopt it.
Correct.
After it's been advertised. Okay.
all those in favor? Aye.
Right.
Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Now for motion to advertise.
Make a motion to advertise.
Thank you, Counselor Long. We have a motion by Counselor Long to proceed with the adoption of the updated version of IPFC. Do I have a second?
Advertise, not adopt.
Yes, did I say it wrong?
You said adoption.
To advertise the adoption. So first by Counselor Long, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Counselor Carpenter. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor? Aye. Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Item 11D, refuse rate increase. The interim borough manager, Jason Daly, presented council with a 2025 year-end finance review that identified a shortfall for the refuse fund. Ratepayers currently pay $30.04 per month for the first 5 months, and we're planned to pay around 7.5% more, or $32.29 per month beginning on June. It is recommended that this increase take place with the April bill to work towards a positive balance for our refuse account. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the refuse rate increase to $32.29 effective April 1st. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to increase the refuse rate effective April 1st.
We have a motion by Counselor Carpenter. Is there a second?
I'll say.
Second by Counselor Sperling. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor? Aye. Are there any opposed? Is there a second?
I didn't hear it. But I can't hear.
For clarity, I'll just ask one more time. Are there any opposed? Great. Motion carries. Here. 11E, 2026 fee resolution. Council has been provided with a proposed 2026 fee resolution outlining updated borough fees for permanent services and other administrative costs. At this time, I will entertain a motion to approve the 2026 fee resolution as presented.
Make a motion.
We have a motion first by Counselor Long. Is there a second?
I'll say.
Second by Counselor Sperling. Are there any comments or questions? All those in favor? Aye. Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Item 11F, CDBG Program Participation Resolution. The borough must adopt a resolution authorizing participation in the Community Development Block Grant Program. This is through Allegheny County. The participation allows the borough to be eligible for funding opportunities and other opportunities. At this time, I will entertain a motion to approve the resolution authorizing borough's participation in the CDBG program.
I'll make that motion.
First, we have a motion by Counselor Sperling, a second by Counselor Provenza. Are there any questions or comments? I have a question. Can we clarify the dates that this resolution applies to? It looks like it applies to 2027.
So the year that they apply for is always a year before this program. So they went over this at the COG meeting, that and we got an email on it today that there's 2 resolutions that need to be approved with this, one being the one that asks for our participation in this program, and then the other one that allows for the COG to act on our behalf for the CDBG program.
And this will carry us for 3 years. All those in favor? Aye. Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Item 11G. Wrestling event expense, $3,000 expense consideration. The Parks and Recreation Commission, Parks and Recreation Board has requested approval for an expense of $3,000 associated with hosting a wrestling event in 2026.
Up to. I'll make the motion, up to 10,000. Could be less.
The Parks and Recreation Board has requested approval for an expense of up to $3,000 associated with hosting a wrestling event in September 12th, 2026.
Battle on the Borough 8.
Battle on the Borough 8.
I'm okay with this.
Thank you. We have a motion first by Councilor Long. Is there a second?
I will second.
Second by Councilor Gamillis. Are there any other questions or comments? All those in favor? Aye. Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Item 11H, East Railroad Street closure request for the car cruise. Here. A request has been submitted for temporary closure of East Railroad Avenue from Center Avenue to South Avenue for a car cruise event scheduled for August 8th, 2026 from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. At this time, I will entertain a motion to approve the road closure request.
I move to approve the road closure request for East Railroad for the car cruise event on August 8th from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m.
We actually had a first by Councilor Long. I know you can't.
I'm sorry, I can't hear very well.
So we have a second, however, by Councilor Carpenter. Are there any questions or comments?
Yes, I have a question. It's actually from Diamond Way on Center to James Street road closure. Well, that will be Center Avenue, yeah. Center to you have south down, it's to James Street, right?
Oh, Jane.
And this will be the 30th year that we've had it.
That was my question, the 30th year, fantastic.
Yep.
Okay, all those in favor?
May I ask a question about it?
Oh, yes.
What do we spend on it? Like, do we get,
It's a chamber event.
do you,
Chamber of
you don't
Commerce.
spend anything out of your own pocket?
No, it's a Chamber of Commerce. I started it, 30 years ago. And they paid for, we get money back from the 50/50 from. We're gonna do some sponsorship also, to help pay for the dash flags. They're about $350 for 130 of them. We usually get about 150 cars.
Very exciting. All those in favor? Aye. Are there any opposed? Motion carries. Item 11I, kickball tournament. The Verona Police Department has requested use of Cribs Field for kickball tournament on May 16th, 2026. We don't actually need a motion here.
On basis, no.
Everyone mark your calendars. I will, at this time, take a motion to, suspend this indefinitely. Motion by Councilor Long. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Provenza. All those in favor? Aye. Are there any opposed? Indefinite suspension carries. Item 11J, Borough Manager Hiring and Employee Agreement. Council has conducted interviews and discussions regarding the Borough Manager position at a rate of $65,000, 18 PTO days, and participation in the PMRS pension plan. At this time, I will entertain a motion to authorize the hiring of the Borough Manager and authorize execution of the employee agreement as presented in our.
I move to approve the hiring of the Borough Manager, Jacob Russell, and authorize execution of the employment agreement as presented.
We have a motion by Councilor Carpenter, a second by Councilor Provenza. Are there any comments or questions? You're so excited. All those in favor? Aye. Are there any opposed?
Yeah.
Motion carries. Congratulations.
And
This brings us to the added agenda item 11K, training plan. Mr. Daly, you have the floor.
Sure, as discussed, with council, we're, considering onboarding, the new manager and, I was asked to put together an estimate of, training for, the manager, as they would, over the next several months. The expectation is that there would be a front loading of hours, to, bring the manager on board, and that those hours would begin to be weighing those off as we would go throughout the year. The current agreement, the borough pays an hourly rate for services currently. The proposal would be for that to continue up, of course, at a reduced amount of hours and not to exceed through the end of the year of 20,000. With the expectation that there would, that may not be necessary to use through that time frame. I was also talking with Dr. Carpenter today, just when we were reviewing what this training plan might look like. There may be an opportunity for some assistance through DCED to help offset these costs. So a letter of intent has been drafted and prepared for our DCD representative to help offset those costs. And we'll just wait to hear back if that's approved or not, but that could potentially cut that cost in half for the borough.
Question? You had mentioned at one point about another new borough manager up north somewhere, that maybe you would train simultaneously and then split the cost with that other municipality. Do you think that's a possibility?
I do. Yep.
And do we need to get some kind of written something or other to sign off on this?
Yes. Yep. I'll provide that agreement to the borough.
Okay.
Are there any other questions from council?
Well, and the other thing, I guess, would be your official ending of being an interim borough manager, would that be on March 15th? Or, I mean, is that something we have to do officially?
At midnight.
What's that?
I said at midnight. No, it's you've made the official motion has taken place and Jacob takes over beginning on the 16th.
Right, so I'm just asking if there's something official we have to do.
You just did.
You can't hear him,
I got my hearing aids and I get the money.
Yeah.
Do you think standing up for anyone who hasn't met you yet? And let's give another Very good. At this time, we will move on to section 12, comments from the public.
Did we vote on this plan?
No. At this time, council will hear comments on public related matters. Please approach the podium or raise your virtual hand, state your name and address, and limit your remarks to 3 minutes. Council should focus on comments should focus on borough business, policies, or actions. Council encourages thoughtful feedback on decisions and performance while maintaining respectful and constructive dialogue.
I signed. Okay, let's make it real quick. I want to also thank Vince and Tim for doing the equipment for the summer camp. We've got donated a Gaga ball pit. I'm sure a lot of you know what that is. Like to thank Don for the wonderful letter that he did for what all we do at our church at the ministry. I would like to thank Sandy Gill and Gus for helping me with the donation of baskets. And let's see, this summer, let's see, that's probably. Hey Trish, it's BUMC1915@gmail.com. Anything, and if there's anybody here that would like to be or help with the summer project for the summer camp, please get in touch with me. You can call me through the church, leave me a message. My number is always on the front of the church. Thank you for that. Okay, I think I did everything, hopefully. I just want to thank everybody here for the job that you try to do for everybody in the borough. I understand we're not always successful, but we try our best. So that's what I do where I'm at. We try our best. So I want to thank you for the past members and for the members that are here today. And it will be my honor to work with new people. Thank you.
Surely. Do you have a list of items if someone wanted to donate something to the program, such as bottled water or popsicles?
Probably, I won't get into that now. I would like to probably get into it maybe at the May meeting or the April meeting, when it gets closer to it. Right now, we're moving our food bank downstairs, so that's a project. We're revamping our clothes closet, that's a project, but everything is working wonderful.
Wonderful.
So I couldn't do it without people to donate their time, because you have to work as a community.
Thank you for
To
all
get
that you
things
do
done.
as well.
Thank you.
Are there any other public comments? Any on Zoom? There are no other public comments at this time. I'll entertain a motion for adjournment. Motion by Counselor Long, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Counselor Sterling, questions or comments, all those in favor? Aye, any opposed? Thank you, have a good night.